Hello, beautiful people. I am back this week. This has been such an exciting week, and I'll tell you more about it later because I am actually just a couple minutes late from what I said when I said I'd be on. So let me double check that I'm in the right place and you can hear me perfect. And I have, let me turn that down so you don't hear two of me. I should be able to see comments as well. So let's get started. Welcome, beautiful people. This is the Good For You Now, Good For You Always video series. This is part 2. And when you choose Good For You Now, you will have Good For You Always. Like so many nature objects do at this time of the year, right now, you also have the opportunity to prepare for an upcoming season of your life. You might feel the call, you might feel the flow to reconnect to exactly who you are, who you were always meant to become. And with love, hope, health, and joy in the mix, you can't go wrong. You'll increase the possibility of a beautiful outcome, not only for you, but possibly others in your next season of life. This is so, so exciting. So it is time to become now and future focused and remember who you are and remember God. And when you do this, you will start to look and feel 10 years younger by awakening that magical, marvelous, fabulous little glitter of marvelousness that's buried within you. Now, by the end of today's live, I am hoping that you will better understand the balance, the hope, the love that flows through this process for you. And what this means is that it's within the context of all of this that you'll be able to have reflection and introspection, desires flowing, and a whole lot of out with the old and in with the true for you. This is going to raise your vibration, enable your energetic and physical healing, and move you closer to looking and feeling younger and more vibrant. Also, if you stay until the end, I will let you know how you can work with me and what's coming up next and some specials for the month of October. So I say cheers to that. Alrighty, so before we get started, as you're joining the live, please do like this video. Go ahead in the comments and let me know where you're coming from, where you're watching from, where you're coming from. It's been a long weekend. It was very exciting. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you are on replay, #replay, let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing where everybody is in the world. Now, if you love my content, please do like my page, like the videos, share with your friends, invite your friends to the page, join my private group. Everything is in the one link above. If you can't find what you're looking for, comment on this video, send me a DM. I'm happy to help. And all of my videos are available on replay. You can find them in the playlists on this page, in the guides in my private group, and on playlists in my YouTube. So for those of you who are not familiar with me, well, your fairy godmother has arrived. I am Deb K, and I am here to help you go from feeling fun, flirty, and fabulous every single day to becoming the youiest you that you can be and celebrating you and this most magnificent life that you're creating. Now, what I share today may or may not seem like something that you currently understand. However, just allow this to flow with you. Feel the truth. Let it settle. Ask any questions that you have, but I guarantee that we are, I just lost my earbud. So give me just a second to make sure everything's okay because this was charged. But do ask any questions that you have, because if you have found your way here, then likely you and I are closer on the same page than you realize. Okay, I'm gonna just make sure this is up as high as it can be on the volume. Excuse the shake on the camera. Okay. All right, so I'll make sure I speak a little bit louder for you since there's no earbuds and the mic is not right up by my mouth. I think I'll be okay. All right, so a few months ago, maybe last year, who knows, it's all timey-wimey, I created the Look and Feel Marvelous video series. And this is all about my Joy Vitality framework, which is the energetically expanded and evolved creation culminating from my very own personal journey towards magnificence. Now, this has taken a few years for me to get to this point. It didn't happen overnight. However, if some of you are very special and you're working with the right person, you can make shifts way quicker than I ever did. My journey has evolved over the past few years to become now and future focused, and I help women like you to become youthfully joy-filled and magnificently marvelous. These are the exact steps that I took to become a beautifully whole, sexy, vibrant woman, able to embrace exactly who I am and look and feel marvelous and younger while I'm doing it. So my journey has been truly magical and transformative in my life, and I am so excited to be just like your very own fairy godmother to share this with each and every one of you as you're embarking on your journey to create your very own 10 years younger fountain of youth by awakening that magically marvelous fabulousness that's buried within you, helping you to become the youiest you that you can be and experiencing health, hope, and joy daily. And when you live the Joy Vitality framework, you make the ordinary extraordinary. You celebrate you, and you celebrate this most magnificent life you're creating that just lights you up. And darling, you get to look and feel marvelous as well. So, there was something I was saying before and I got distracted. Energy is a funny thing, isn't it? But it was about shifting you quickly in your journey. If you are wanting that, I took the long road. I took the long journey. But my reason, my purpose for that was so I could help a large number of you to do the same, whether it's the long version of the journey or the short version of the journey or anything in between. So there's that. That's what I was going to say before and got distracted. Okay, so we are continuing with the Good For You Now, Good For You Always video series, and this is video 2 in the series. Now, the first bit of preparing for your next season of your life is that you can choose good for you. Now, this is simple. You choose to remember exactly who you are, your true self, and your soul as it was originally created in the beauty and the love and light of God. Now, this is good as defined by God, and you make the choice. You choose good for you, to choose to align to the ultimate choice of looking and feeling absolutely marvelous and absolutely you. You love living life this way, and there's no stopping good for you and good for all when you live this way. It's a great, beautiful ripple effect. So let's get started. Today we're going to be speaking about your journey in context. And what does this mean? It's starting the process and seeing it through. Now, if you are more advanced, if you are in Evolve You, if you are in advancement, it's the same concept. Let's just keep it simple. Yes, there's going to be different parameters and things opening up for you, but it doesn't matter if you're starting at the very beginning, point A, if you're starting at the next phase, point A for you. It is about starting the process for the phase and seeing it through. So I will be speaking mostly about the believe releasing process. However, if you are in Evolve You already, or you're in advancement, you will start to feel the whispers of how this would translate into the more advanced phases of energy. Okay, so the believe releasing process. It's going to help you with emotional healing and energetic physical healing as well. Now, who knew, right? When I started the believe releasing process, I thought, what do I have to lose because nothing else had ever worked? Or maybe it worked like a little bit but it wasn't the change I was desiring. It wasn't true, lasting change for me as a jumping off point to get from that feeling I mentioned last week of thinking like this was just a crappy carnival ride I waited in line for far too long, to actually realizing and noticing that little glimmer deep inside me that meant there was truly more here on earth for me. And who knew that the emotional healing would cause such a wonderful, good outcome of drastic but not stark, lasting, true change for me that would also lead to energetic physical healing as well. My body began to heal itself. And you could look at me today and not know where I was coming from. It's that different and that beautiful and wonderful. This belief releasing process is such a wonderful, beautiful, loving gift. It's laid out by God, and it was documented by Fifth Dimension Earth in the book Believe. I should probably bring that with me when I do a video too. But anyway, it's available. If you need help finding it, please do let me know, and I will point you in the right direction. Okay, so the believe releasing process is the second step in your magnificence journey to becoming beautifully divine whole. And I'll give you an overview. I already mentioned that it was a God-given process and that it was documented by Fifth Dimension Earth. Anyone can receive this process. So even if you are, off in the farthest regions of the world without a cell phone or anything like that, you can just sit in quiet and this can come to you. It can be downloaded by God for you. So what will happen during the process is that you're going to feel an overall shift in emotions from fear to love, to hope, to freedom. And as you let go of the past and begin feeling better using the process and the tools provided, you go from feeling better to feeling good and better and good and better and good and so on and so on. Like I said, this is true lasting change. And it may take some time for you to move through the process. And sometimes you have to loop back around and revisit some steps or revisit some truths. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just straight ahead and in days to weeks are done and through. It's all by design of what's going to work best for you. Everybody's different. Do not compare your journey to my journey, to, Susie Q's journey down the block. It doesn't matter. It's you, eyes on you. Put your blinders on when you need to and go. All right. So there's actually 5 steps to the believe releasing process. And the first step is that your higher self is going to highlight to you low vibration that is linked to a key experience. So let me just break this down a little bit. Your higher self. I've talked about your higher self in so many videos, so please do watch the higher self, meet your higher self video series I put together. There's some other resources I can point you to if you need them, or we can work directly together to help you with that conscious connection and creating that really strong bond with your higher self. But your higher self is always there. She's been there since the moment your soul was created and had a big part of it. So, and God, obviously. So these highlights from your higher self of low vibration are not just another bad day. It's something like your higher self's going to keep prodding you to notice and address what these experiences are making you feel and why. And then number 2 in the process is that from a place of tranquility, you allow yourself to receive the experience from your higher self, what these emotions are linked to. And it's going to be like, first of all, getting to the place of tranquility. I understand that your experiences create emotions. And some of these emotions that are created are very mild and others are traumatic and anywhere in between. So you just need just a little bit of balance and tranquility to take it down a little bit. And if you cannot work from there, you need to do that again and figure out how. Do something that makes you feel a little better and then a little more better and a little more better until you get to where you can feel like you're in at least a moment of tranquility. Now, your higher self's going to remind you of these past experiences that are linked to each other. And there's going to be a level of distress. It could range from next to nothing to very traumatic, as I mentioned. But it's going to continue to manifest in other ways and experiences. So as you are reminded of the past experiences, there'll be other experiences that you may not realize are linked to that particular experience. And that's all going to start to flow through to you. These connections are going to start to be made through till present day. You'll be taken through the emotions of these experiences again, but it's not to cause you to suffer. It's not just for you to remember what it felt like at the time, but it's going to be replaying like a movie, like you're sitting in the theater watching a movie. Of course, the movie's about you and your experiences, but there's a sense of detachment and watching it objectively instead of subjectively and being the one on the screen at the moment. And so therefore you have that perspective shift where you can take yourself out of the experience and the emotion just enough to start to gain the understanding and to have that tranquility to get there. So step 3 of the believe releasing process is that in further understanding the experience as it's being replayed by like a movie, you're going to be able to apply broader connection to the events. What's this going to mean, right? You're going to gain insight into why others acted the way they did in that situation. You're going to gain insight and understanding about why you acted the way you did in that situation. And in order to try to change your perspective of the situation, you'll be able to, have that moment, that peace through all of this. Now, this is probably the hardest step of the believe releasing process. So understand that it's very freeing, though, to understand the disconnection in others and the disconnection in ourselves from love, from our soul, from God. And that is where this part of the process is going to bring you to. You're going to realize there were soul contracts in play. And it maybe wasn't something like a specific situation that was laid out in the soul contract, just a general, this sort of thing needs to happen to create this sort of emotion because this is what you want to grow from. And though it's the hardest step, once you understand that you've been disconnected from you and God, and others in your situation have been disconnected from themselves and God, it kind of, gets a chink in that armor of you letting go and being able to objectively understand your past experiences and emotions. So this isn't about forgiving, but it is about finding compassion and love for others in the situation and therefore for yourself. You must find love for your experience. You would not be who you are today or who you are going to be tomorrow without your experience. You wouldn't be that person. And that is to say that it doesn't mean that you would be a better person or a worse person or anything like that. But it means that you chose a path before you came here of what you wanted to set out to do and how you wanted to grow during your experience as a physical human being here on earth in this specific place at this specific time. And that is all happening for you. You're actually getting what you want, but sometimes we have, so-called buyer's remorse. We've all been through it. We are all human. And we do have free will. And so we can choose to flow with the journey, or we can choose to fight against our journey. We can choose to be disconnected and not remember, or we can choose to start connecting consciously and remembering and understanding and finding so much love in how amazing we are, how powerful and beautiful we are in trying to undertake something that not every soul wants to do. Not every soul wants to, hey, let's go to Earth. Let's go to Earth school and feel like crap for a whole long time till we figure it out, right? And then we'll feel better when we put the work in. It's a big undertaking, It's like studying for a degree at university, and then some, just to say the least. So, don't beat yourself up, but you must find love for your experience. And this step can be returned to as often as needed to fully understand your experience before moving on to step 3. I'm sorry, this was step 3. Step 2 can be returned to as often as needed to fully understand your experience before moving on to step 3. Now, step 4 is actually a 2-parter. And 4A is that in finding love for yourself and others, you can create truths. Your truth creation is going to be created in a moment of sheer relief, in a moment of tears of love, of a new understanding from what you've just gone through in the last step. You're going to be able to reaffirm in stated truth or in truths, to be able to refer back to it. So what does this mean? You've come to some understanding, you've moved through the process so far, in whichever experience your higher self has brought to you, and now you've created a truth. And let's just say generically, the truth is, I am able to love myself. So that's a stated truth. And you can reaffirm that truth in any situation that comes up later in your life, even if it's 5 minutes from now. If that truth is going to hold. Now, we'll get into a little bit of the language part of it, because there's so much energy in language that if you create a truth and it doesn't feel good to you the next time that truth is kind of, tested in a new experience, then we just need to work with the language a little bit and the energy of that so that it feels really good and makes you feel better. And then you can move from there. Okay, so what happens is these truths will all get applied to other experiences where you need to release low vibration, which is kind of what I was describing. But it'll be things that are already in your past experiences. You'll use them as new things come up as well. The truth will get applied to that experience as well as other experiences that your subconscious mind has grouped together. Why your subconscious mind groups certain things together that don't seem to go together? There's lots of people who try to study that. All you need to know is that it happens, and when your memories are grouped together in what your mind considers a relevant experience, you can release a whole lot of experiences at the same time if you've created a truth that can cover all of those. So that's pretty good, right? So it doesn't matter why your subconscious mind has grouped them that way. But what matters is you get to a truth that can knock them all down like dominoes and move them from fear to love nearly instantaneously. At some point, so this is the second part of step 4. At some point, you'll be able to create what's called a journey level truth. So you will have released enough low vibration and created enough truths, and you'll be able to apply journey level truth to most of your past experiences and memories. It's like supersizing the believe releasing process. And you can accept that everything that has happened to you was meant to be. It was part of your growth. It was how all you need to do is to heal from these experiences. So it really is kind of like a silver bullet for fear-based experiences. And when they get shot through the heart, it just is an explosion of love and understanding of you and amazingness of you and what you've been through. So a key part of this is that you will eventually understand that nothing was your fault, in the sense that it wasn't your fault. It wasn't anybody else's fault, but God takes the blame. Now, this is because of your soul contract agreement. I'm not going to go into that a whole lot today. I've spoken about it a lot in other videos. But just be aware, it's like I mentioned before, there were things you set out that you wanted to have opportunity to grow from while you were here physical on earth. And you're getting what you asked for in your soul contract. When your soul contract was created, it was you and your higher self and God. And you sat down, hashed it all out. God said, you might not want to do that. And you said, I do want to do that. And God said, maybe not. And you said, okay, well, maybe I'll do it this way. And God said, okay. And when everything was all signed, sealed, and delivered, God was the final say that said, yeah, this soul contract got my stamp of approval. Take it with you. Go incarnate as a little baby on earth, as a physical human being, and go live that life that you wanted. So he was the final say, and that's why he takes the blame. And that just lifts so much off of your shoulders. Now, you do have responsibility. I'm not saying you can go around and do whatever you want, but it's not your fault, coming from a physical human perspective of what's going on in your life. It's not anybody else's fault. Everybody agreed to what was in your soul contract, and God signed off on it. Okay, so I hope that helps. That one's a hard one for people to really wrap their minds around and accept as they go through the process. But hopefully, if you've been listening to me for a while, it is getting there for you if you haven't gotten there already. This step can only be done, creating these journey level truths, it can only be done with your higher self. You must be connected to your emotional body. And that is like mostly your torso area. Like, when you feel something in your gut, like that's your emotional body. That is how we understand and feel at first. If you can't feel that way, that's okay. There'll be other ways that we can work around that to help you know when, unequivocally, when you are feeling something and what it means. Now, you can move into, at this point, emotionally led releasing instead of experience led releasing. So this is when you'll have links to a core set of low vibration emotions. There's core theme issues around experiences. And then they link to journey level truths that apply to emotions. So this helps. Your higher self helps apply these truths to all the remaining relevant memories in your subconscious mind that need to be relabeled from fear to love, to release that egoic resistance, your ego trying to protect you from anything other than the status quo of whatever you're feeling in life right now, and move you towards. So it's released, shoving aside that egoic resistance, and you can move into feeling better and feeling good. The step is literally like a silver bullet. And when you feel good, you're turning off the dripping tap of emotions. And what I love to do is add a little twist to it. This was something I did through my journey, was taking that dripping tap of the fear-based emotions and starting to have it drip love emotion instead. How amazing is that? Can you imagine getting to a place in your life where you feel good, and it's because your dripping tap of emotions is dripping love emotions instead of fear? It's amazing. So the strength of your truths is going to be key in affecting any sort of archive memory markers that are left over. Now, this is where you have to let go. Step 5, you let go and realize there is a habitual way of being heavily influenced by the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will be the last little piece to really, really let go and move from, wait, we're not living in this way anymore, to we're living this way now. And it takes some time. You may find yourself in a resistant mind state where this is too good to be true. I just did all this work, but when's the other shoe going to drop? Right? Let go of that. Your way to freedom is to move into an expectant mind state. This is where you get to act as the new changed you, always. You've created these truths. It's time to live the truths. It's also a way that when you're living your truths, you'll see what truths are not as strong as they need to be. So maybe your truth can't be a statement, I am blah, 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 but it has to be something that's backed up a step. I desire to be blah, 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 blah. Maybe you have to back it up even more. I allow myself to be blah, blah, blah. It's not a great example with the bloody blahs, but you get my point. And if you don't, I'm happy to work with you and help you understand that in more detail specific to you. So what happens when you live your truths and you're acting as the new changed you, always, you're going to generate high vibration. And you can ask your higher self to add this feeling to the truth buckets you created that wiped out, like dominoes, all of those fear-based emotions and change them into love-based emotions and experiences. Now, you'll be able to manage your transitional vibration throughout the day as well. So this is that roller coaster of emotions that you may feel. Maybe you wake up and you feel really good because everything kind of like let go while you were asleep. Your mind wasn't going in conscious thought about everything happening. And you start up here and then you wake up and you trip over the dog. And then the kids wake up and they're screaming because they don't feel good. And then, you see something really great when you're scrolling through Facebook and you start to feel a little better. And then, your toast burns. And so there's a roller coaster of emotions all day long. And what's going to happen now at this point in the belief releasing process is that you generate high vibration and you'll stay up here most of the day. Yeah, there'll be little dips, but you're never going to go way down. Okay, you're going to have a new set point wherever, if it's here, it doesn't matter, but it's not going to ever be as low as you ever were before. You can create a standard truth template, which is a simple truth that will support all other truths. This kind of leads you towards your broadest truth, which we'll talk about, I think, next week. But living your truths will fully clear down all the archive memory markers. As you live your truths, your subconscious mind is going to move into that from where you were to where you are now, your true lasting change, you, instead of, all the stuff that was layered on top of you before. And eventually you will reach your broadest truth. So super exciting, super exciting. I know today's kind of a long one. If you have to rewind and come back, that's fine. Okay, so physical healing is also going to occur in conjunction with emotional healing. I mentioned this before. You never would guess where I came from before I started this process. I've spoken about my story a little bit here and there on some of the other videos, but I literally couldn't walk at some point because there was so much low vibration in my physical body from my experiences that it was it. My body shut down. There were diagnoses for all sorts of, I forgot what they're called. That's how far away I am from where I was. It doesn't even matter. I've energetically forgotten. Autoimmune disease, that's what it was. But when you're out of physical alignment, your vibration is going to be altered. And when you're out of emotional alignment, your vibration is altered. And it will affect your physical alignment. So your transitional and your stored vibration is like the whole like attracts like. It's a little bit, law of attraction, right? And it will focus in a particular area. So that's why you have that knee pain, or you have a constant headache, or you have a tricky finger, or pain in your shoulder or your neck or your back or whatever. What's going to happen is that you'll be able to, as you move through the belief releasing process, you're going to be able to influence your energy to more evenly disperse or shift out of your body. The more high vibration that you are in the moment, the sooner you will tip into predominantly high vibrational transitional vibration. You'll automatically be able to move out the low vibration. And at the end of the day, that high vibration will become stored vibration and push out the low vibration in your storage areas, wherever they are. They're energetic holdings within your body, but sometimes they will settle within physical holdings, and that's why you feel those aches and pains. So with physical alignment comes greater physical, emotional, and spiritual energy. And also with emotional alignment comes greater physical, emotional, and spiritual energy. It all is linked together. And physical balance is available to all, even if you have had health issues for some time. You can always get to a place of feeling better and feeling good more than you did before. So I say cheers to that. Now, your very own magic and wonder is going to be flowing throughout this process for you. And in taking the time to reflect on your journey in context, you'll get to better understand you and you'll have a better connection to God. And this can mean for you that you can become that youthfully joy-filled and magnificently marvelous woman. You can celebrate a magnificent life that you're creating. You can make the ordinary extraordinary. You can feel hope, health, and joy daily. And you get to be creating your very own 10 years younger fountain of youth. There is nothing more satisfying than recognizing that even if you have help from someone like me, that you're doing it. It's your energy creating this for you. It is such a gift of love brought to you by you and God, your soul and God. And you get to take the credit for all of it, for moving from blah 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 to extraordinary. All right, so let me see if there's any comments. Oh, there is. Hello, Megan. Thank you for sharing. And if anybody is watching on replay, please do ask your questions. I'll come back to them later. Sometimes Facebook doesn't give me the notification that someone's commented. So if anyone's waiting on hearing back from me, I am working on catching up this week. I just got back in from out of town. So we'll actually talk about that here in just a minute. So what is coming up next? As promised, I said I would speak about this. So next week will be video 3 in this series, and it'll be on Tuesday. This month it's on Tuesdays. So click the events to join the event, and also you can get the reminder. Even if you plan on watching replay, you'll get the reminder, and it can just sit in your notifications all day until you have time to watch. Now, Coffee with Deb K, awesome live guidance for your body, mind, and soul, will be I believe Wednesday, October 25th, we'll be speaking about detox. So watch, click on that event. Same thing. You can join live or you can watch later on replay. If you're not familiar with Coffee with Deb K, awesome live guidance for your body, mind, and soul, we go into the pathways that are part of the roadmap to your fountain of youth journey and speak a little bit more in depth around those 4 pathways. And detox is, I think it's the second one in the pathway, but we just visit once a month. So it's a great time to get all of your questions specific answers in live time or on replay if you need to. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm going to talk about some physical products and offers right now, and then I'll go into a little bit more about how I can help you spiritually. Now, some of you may or may not know my story of how my awakening journey began, and it began on the physical because it was what I was willing to accept. That was my place of tranquility, was starting with something really easy that I could see results for to help build my confidence. That's how low I was. Like, I couldn't even feel connected to who I was. So skincare was it. Who knew? Who knew? But I am part of an amazing company with top-notch, #1 rated all the time products. And we just had a brand new product launch this past Friday. I traveled to Houston, Texas to be there in person. It's so exciting. So let me share with you what it's all about and how you can benefit. We have a brand new Moisture Plus hair regimen. Now, I loved our 2 regimens, our hair regimens that came out earlier last year or the year before. I can't remember. Timey-wimey. But this one is absolutely perfect for my hair. I obviously haven't used it yet, but it's been a week already. Okay, so it is designed for dry and damaged hair types and especially formulated for those with curly, coily, and thick hair. Moisture Plus is an ultra replenishing 3-step regimen that gets to the root of dry, damaged hair for softer, silky, more manageable hair instantly and over time. And similar to our Smooth Plus and our Volume Plus regimens, Moisture Plus also includes color protection and damage repair technology. So people are saying when they tried it that they get 9 times more moisturized hair after one use. 94% had more defined curls after one use. That's what I'm really excited about. You guys, I'm like literally a curly girl and it's just kind of straightish right now. 90% more manageable and conditioned curls and color protection through 32 washes. So you're getting 3 pieces in this regimen. It's the Moisture Plus Cleansing Oil Shampoo, the Moisture Plus Conditioning Mask, as well as the Detangle Plus Leave-In Treatment. So if you have dry, damaged, or curly, coily, and thick hair, you can use the 3 innovations together to complete the regimen. Or if you're a Smooth Plus or Volume Plus user, you can add the Moisture Plus Conditioning Mask and the Detangle Plus Leave-In Treatment to your existing routine for deep conditioning on an as-needed basis and detangling. And you can mix and match. So if you're Moisture Plus, but you want a little bit more volume, you can add some of the Volume Plus. It all works out. These products are available to my customers October 23rd. However, there's more to come. We also have our limited time holiday collection has been introduced. So we've got a trio of giftables for the upcoming holiday season featuring skin-loving, science-backed ingredients. And we have a volumizing hand cream. We have not had a hand cream in several years. I really loved our hand cream that we had before. But now this one is made with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and it hydrates and visibly plumps your hands while reducing the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. You can see it start to work instantly. It's really amazing. We also now have an ultra rich moisturizing foot cream, which is exciting. It's rich, non-greasy, and features triple hyaluronic acid complex and shea butter. It absorbs quickly to provide immediate and long-term hydration, renew, smooth, and nourish your feet. And we have a shimmer body oil. This is so fun for the holidays. It features squalene and jojoba oil, which this product will melt into the skin for long-lasting moisturization while leaving a subtle luminous finish to give you a healthy natural glow all season long. So that's super exciting. Maybe I will do a video. I'll definitely put a post up with the new products in it so you can see what they look like and get to know them a little better. But like I said, these are going to be available October 23rd. They can be purchased individually or through mix and match specials where you buy 3 and get 15% off or buy 6 and get 30% off. But if you want your hands on these products right now, well, through this Friday, October 20th, consultants get to snag a bundle of the new Moisture Plus regimen, the limited edition holiday collection products, plus a Define Plus curl cream at 20% off. So if you're interested in maybe starting another stream of income for yourself and having a business of your own, please do let me know. Comment below or send me a direct message and we can have a chat about answering all your questions about how to do that. But you can get the products right away and have a head start on starting to build a business of your own and a new stream of income of your own before the 23rd. Let's see, what else? If you need some clothes and accessories for your body, you can check out my Collectin store. There's a link above as well. Fall fashion is in full swing here in the US, and I'll be adding even more of my favorites to the store. It takes about 3 minutes to set up an account to either shop, or if you want to sell, you can. You can set up your own store and share it with your friends. You can add there's everything in the app that's there. Most everything is available to you to add to your store. So if that's something you're interested in, just comment or direct message me, and and I can help get you started with that as well. All right. So I also do help with spiritual coaching and awakening and all the things from here towards magnificence. In the beginning, in Evolve You, in advancement, wherever you want to be on your journey, I am your gal. And as your very own fairy godmother, I'm devoted to compassionately creating the change that you desire to look and feel 10 years younger with hope, health, and joy along the way. All of my one-to-one programs are updated and now in future-focused energy. They're here. They're open for booking. Places are limited, but if you're ready to start your roadmap to your fountain of youth, get your time booked in. Get your spot locked in. And if you're not sure which next step is right for you right now, book a free Fountain of Youth discovery call with me and we'll discover that together. You can see when you click the link above, you'll be able to click through and you can see what I'm offering. But if you're not sure, I'm happy to have a discovery call with you and get everything sorted out as to what will be right for you right now to get started. I did update my calendar, so my Calendly should be all my scheduler should be all set, linked with my regular calendar so that I don't have any conflicts. And then there were a couple things for next month. Don't worry about November yet. There's a couple things I have to update on there, but October should be fine and dandy. All right, let me just double check. I don't see any other new comments or questions. So I do want to thank you all for being here. And remember that it is time to stop feeling flat and start feeling fun, flirty, and fabulous every single day. It's time to start feeling 10 years younger by awakening that magically marvelous fabulousness that's buried within you. I will see you all next week for part 3 of Good For You Now. Good for you always. Sending you so much love. Bye-bye.